Okay, so you want to understand the book of Genesis, huh?
Yeah.
We're going to give that a shot today.
Yeah.
It's a foundational text
It is.
for so many things.
Uh,
But it can be a little bit,
Daunting.
yeah, daunting
A little bit.
to tackle.
Yeah.
So we're going to try to give you the key insights and stories without turning this into like
Yeah.
a semester-long theology course.
Exactly.
Okay, so
We're going to condense it.
Yeah.
We're going to give you Genesis in 10 minutes.
Genesis in 10 minutes, all right.
That's right.
So don't worry, we won't make you build an ark or anything like that.
Right.
All right, so let's start at the beginning, literally.
Okay.
The 7 days of creation.
Right.
It's almost too familiar, I think, for a lot of people.
Absolutely.
But what's interesting is the order,
Right.
the way it builds from light to sky to land
Yep.
to plants,
Yes.
then the sun and moon.
That's right.
It's like a foundation being carefully laid.
It really is. And that structure is key. It highlights that hierarchy within creation,
Yeah.
with humans appearing last.
Right.
At the pinnacle, you could almost say it sets that stage for this idea of dominion,
Wow.
of humans having a special place in God's plan.
Okay, so that leads us perfectly into Adam and Eve.
Absolutely.
Um,
The most famous story, perhaps.
yeah. And everybody knows the story of paradise, a tempting apple, and bam, consequences follow.
That's right.
I think everyone has moments where they can kind of relate to that temptation.
Absolutely. The Garden of Eden is such a powerful symbol,
Yeah.
and it touches on that universal human experience of yearning for something just out of reach.
Right.
Adam and Eve's choice isn't just about disobedience.
Yeah.
It's about free will.
Okay.
It begs the question, do we truly have free will if there are consequences for choosing wrong?
Interesting.
And that's a question we still grapple with today.
For sure. So it's interesting how those consequences kind of ripple outwards through Genesis.
Right.
Take Cain and Abel.
Yeah.
You could say it's just sibling rivalry, but it goes deeper.
Absolutely.
You've got favoritism, sacrifice, and this enduring weight of guilt.
Right. Cain's offering is rejected,
Yeah.
and his anger leads him to commit the ultimate sin.
Right.
But what's so fascinating is that he's not just punished, he's marked.
Oh.
And it raises the question, can we ever escape the consequences of our actions?
Wow.
Can we ever truly atone?
Yeah, that's a big question. And then, of course, there's the flood.
Yes,
This is a story that feels almost apocalyptic.
it does.
But what does it really tell us about God's relationship with humanity?
Well, that's where interpretations really diverge.
Okay.
Some see the flood as divine punishment, a necessary consequence of human wickedness.
Ah.
Others see it as an act of mercy, a chance to wipe the slate clean and begin again.
Right.
So it speaks to the possibility of both judgment and redemption.
Wow.
It's a powerful image, this idea of starting over.
Yeah.
I think everyone's wished for a flood moment in their own lives, you know, a
right.
chance to reset,
Yeah.
hit that reset button.
It's a pretty drastic reset button.
It is.
But and speaking of big ideas,
Yeah.
the Tower of Babel,
Yes.
humanity united in this ambitious, almost arrogant project
Right.
trying to reach the heavens.
That's right.
What do you make of that?
It's a story about the limits of human ambition
Okay.
and the dangers of pride by confusing their languages.
Yeah.
God thwarts their attempt to reach heaven.
Right.
It's a reminder that we are not God, and our attempts to usurp his power
Right.
will ultimately fail, but it also ironically explains the diversity of human languages and cultures.
So we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
Creation, temptation, consequence, judgment, ambition,
Yeah,
even the birth of languages.
that's right.
These are themes that resonate far beyond the pages of Genesis.
Absolutely, and that's the power of Genesis. It tackles these universal questions about our place in the world,
Yeah.
our relationship with a higher power, and the
Right.
consequences of our choices.
Absolutely.
So these stories offer us a framework for understanding ourselves and the world around us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So as you continue exploring Genesis, think about which story speaks to you the most.
Yeah,
Maybe it's the creation story with its sense of wonder and order.
right.
Or maybe it's the story of Adam and Eve with its exploration of temptation and consequence.
Whatever resonates with you, remember that Genesis is just the beginning.
Yeah,
It's a starting point for a lifetime of exploration and reflection.
that's a great way to put it.
Don't let this be your only deep dive.
I love it. All right, that's Genesis in 10 minutes.
That's right.
We did it.
We did it.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you.